Joining us live in the studio is an entrepreneur, productivity expert, Remi Dairo. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Good morning.
Now,
Thanks for being here.
Only days back, the World Bank came up with a report saying that electricity, corruption, and lack of access to funds was militating against the progress of the private sector in the country. And now the federal government says it wants to partner with this same private sector to create 3 million jobs. Ambitious, but isn't the federal government placing the cart before the horse?
Right, you see, this issue we have to be very careful because there's a political promise, and then we have to be able to remove political promise from realities. Truly, it's possible to find a way to put, Nigerians here and there getting jobs. It could be on paper, and it could not be reality. Now I'm using the word could because it can also be that you can find a way around it, but it could be it can be strategic. We have to look at it strategically. If not, we'll just be playing to the gallery. We say, oh, 30 million, 100 million jobs created, and then we are looking for who are the people employed. I mean, what had happened to their life? There should be a key performance indicator. How can we measure in the next 4 years? Who are these people? What are they? What had happened to their life, to their family? Has it improved their economy and all that? And in the environment, so many things are tied. It is much more than the number.
Well, you're saying 4 years. The time span is actually 3 years.
3 years.
So it's 3 million jobs in 3 years.
So 1 million
is this even
per year.
Realistic?
Yeah. So I have my own way of measuring. I say, okay, is it successful? We have to measure how successful this idea or this policy. I mean, we have to measure it in line with an achievement. What do we want to achieve? What do we want to get out of this? We have to measure that. Number two, is this something that can be sustainable? The previous government have done something on Shopee, everywhere Shopee, and at the end of the day, you find out that a lot of things are behind behind what we're seeing on the newspaper. So beyond what we're seeing on the paper, we should be able to see, can we sustain this? And many people who collected money for Shopee last time, I say, asking, oh, they're not giving us our money. They said we'll cancel this policy. It's not in line with this. I mean, so the question is, will it go after 3 years? Will they send them out in the parking after the government's out and all that? And then number three, we have to check, is this significant? Is there a significant, in approach? Sometimes we are sending people to go and, graduate to go and pack bins and say, oh, giving them job. That is labor deficit. Okay. That is below the capacity.
And might I add one question to the list that you are coming up with? What kind of jobs are we talking about?
What kind of job? Yeah. Yes, Ali. So we need to ask them. I'm not the one who created the job. So the question, having a graduate who learned computer science in school and is scrubbing table or is one packing a bin and say, wow, giving them job. What kind of job is that? So we need to analyze what kind of job are we giving these people? Who are they? Where are they? Is this a significant thing? Now, let me also say this. The world has moved from the old model to a new model, and Nigeria is still lacking behind. Now, any job that is still manual, is still using the hand, you are still backward. These days, people are using their brain. They have even gone beyond using brain to using the cloud. So the question is, are government thinking in that direction? Just getting people employed because they want to see them sitting down on the system and say we are working and then nothing is moving on. So I say productivity is not activity. And
also our Nigerian institutions churning out graduates to fit the new emerging jobs shaping the global economy.
So that's another dimension. I'm sure we can't tackle that today. There is an influx of graduates every year. 3 million jobs cannot even cannot handle what's coming out. So we are trooping them out and there's no program. And let me tell you something, it is beyond entrepreneurship. There are people who cannot do business. If everybody is doing business, we're going to take care of their business. We're going to manage the events and the business and all that. So the question is, who are we giving jobs to? Who are we giving jobs to?
I mean, let's go back now. If the federal government hasn't fulfilled its promise to creating jobs since the inception of the Buhari administration, can Nigerians actually trust that in partnership with the private sector now that jobs will be created?
I'm from the private sector, industry, so to say, and the enabling environment to even produce, to act is very, very tough. It's very tough. So if I have to open my door for employment, I have to consider all those things. If I'm not producing more, if I'm a manufacturing company and I'm looking for a way to get diesel, to get petrol, to get light, to get this, to move traffic and all that, all over me. How will I open my door? So it's even very difficult for private sector to thrive. But of course, you can find someone who can say, no problem, give us, we'll give you 10, we'll give you 5. But I'm saying if you can create an environment where the private sector are flourishing and they're doing well, naturally, government does not even need to push for it. I will employ more. I will get more people because more will need to be done. And because I'm producing not only for Nigeria, I'm producing for the whole world. But the question is, I'm struggling to produce for Nigeria. How will I get more people to work?
Remi Dairo, entrepreneur, productivity expert. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Thanks.